Now we're going to talk about our fish. Fish is an interesting one because of all the natural moisture and the natural flakiness of it, the tenderness of it. So straight out of the oven, this actually should flake apart pretty easily. Even with just a fork here, you can see that it just kind of naturally flakes apart. So this is already, just straight out of the oven, already at a level 7. Now, to take this down further, instead of using a knife, I actually prefer to use a fork. So I'll actually just kind of cut this up a little bit gently using the fork, because again, I want to keep this as the integrity of the product as close to the original as possible. So even at just a few swipes of the fork, I'm already able to take this down to a level 6 that then gives the ability for these pieces to be where they need to be as far as thin as the width of the fork. So as we take that down, we've gone from a level 7 to a level 6 fairly quickly. Again, minimal handling so that we keep the integrity of the product. But now I'll actually do it just a little bit more rough chop with the fork again, because the natural texture of the fish is such that I, again, want to keep the integrity of the product as much as possible. So as I take this down even further, even just using the fork, we've been able to go from a level 7 to a level 6, and now we're going to take this all the way down to a level 5. Now, once we get down to the level 5, we're going to do our test to make sure, again, that these pieces will fit between the tines of the fork here. But you can see with minimal handling, we're able to take the texture down quite a bit, even with just the fork. This really helps patients and clients that we have that are in need of these diets and these different textures, because we want to make sure that the food is as close to what they would expect as possible. So we don't want to just take it down further than we really need to. Hence, again, that's why we're kind of delicately just using a fork or minimal handling to get it to where it needs to be with that level 5. Now, to take it down further to our level 4, to our puree level, we're going to take this and we're going to put it into our blender, into our Vitamix blender here. And to take this down, we're going to add about a half a cup of liquid. In this case, we're using the Miner's vegetable stock to add more flavor instead of just adding water. We'll throw the top on here. So taking this down to our puree level here, you can see been able to take it down to our puree level here, where in the spoon test it falls off at the rate that it needs to. The spoon is relatively clean, and there we have our puree level. Now, to take this down to our liquid level, to our level 3, we're going to go ahead and just take this and place it back in there and add just a little bit more moisture to it, which again is our Miner's vegetable stock. So now we've been able to take this down to our level 3. So here we've got our different levels. We've got our level 7, straight out of the oven, nice and flaky. We've cut it down slightly to our level 6 with just our fork there. Then we have our level 5, our mixed and moist, and we have our puree here. And then of course our level 3 or our liquid.